Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? So, today's interview question is, let's say there are 10 modules and there are 5,000 cases, and Dave has fixed 20 bugs in module 1, module 3, and module 5. So, what kind of testing will you do? So, it's a scenario based question. So, 10 modules like there is a backend module, there is a front end UI module, there is a database, there is like in backend module, there are like a database, then maybe payment thing, and there are so many other things, right? And so, there are like 10 modules and there are like 5,000 test cases. So what you're going to do? Because like developer has fixed only 20 bugs. So when the release happens, what we do, we generally do three kind of testing. One is a bug fix verification testing. Second one, regression testing, and third one, if there are any new features are released, then we'll be doing that feature verification testing or release specific testing. So we do three types of testing: release specific or feature verification, bug fix or defect verification test, and third one is a regression test. So here, uh, definitely we have to verify 20 bugs, but we have to make sure that this fix doesn't break other functionalities, right? So we have to do some regression testing. Now, thing is how we are going to pick up the test cases because there are 5,000 test cases and we cannot execute all the test cases because it needs a lot of time because release happens, some bug fix happens, and then they fix some bugs in the release. And if we have to execute all 5,000 cases, it will take a lot of time because every week or maybe every alternate day there is some release happening with some bug fixes. So you cannot realistically, it's not possible to execute all the 5,000 test cases, and it is also like a developer will like a tester will lose motivation and because it's the same repetition job. And so idea is to pick up the test cases which by which you are able to find out the issues easily. Okay, so when do you do regression testing? So regression testing you do when there is a code changes in the release, like maybe they have fixed the bug or they have added some new features, incremental features. So you have to do regression testing that time. So in this example, you have to do regression testing because there were code changes, only 20 bugs fixed. Then we also do regression testing when there is a major release happening, our project is going live. So we'll be doing the regression testing. And when there is emergency production bug fixes, or maybe like there is no code changes, but there are configuration changes, environment changes. It was like earlier it was running on QA environment. Now they are going to push it to production environment. So they are going to configure everything, setting up the database, set up a lot of things, user credentials, like admin credentials, etc. in the config database. So they are going to make some configuration changes, right? And maybe Docker and database and other things, they are going to talk to each other. So because and because of this configuration changes, some things may get broken. So how should one choose the regression test cases? And here you have 5,000 test cases. So how will you choose it? So first thing is include the test case which have frequently led bugs. So there are some weak areas in the product, but there are some test cases which are like failing like frequently or which breaks frequently, or you have seen the pattern that okay, they are the areas you get most number of bugs, or from your experience you know that okay, these bugs gets repeated or it gets broken frequently. So pick up those test cases. And second one is include the test cases which verify the core features of the application. So you have to test the happy flow, like smoke testing or sanity testing. You have to like from end to end, like maybe user registration and user onboarding, then user doing some activity. So that the whole flow, end to end flow, you have to test the core features, the main features of the application. You have to test. You have to cover the main features. Okay. So in this case, main features means we are going to user is going to register. So that is the important case where you are not going to test whether user typed maybe 4-character password or 10-character password and whether he is able to register or not. Like you are assuming that user is typing proper email ID and whatever norm set by the UI or password thing, user is entering correct details and the proper flow, positive test cases you are picking up, the most important core functionalities. Second one is include the test cases for functionalities that have undergone recent changes. So recently some models changed or functionalities changed. So those test cases, like, they are not yet stable. Maybe some areas which are stable, like working for a long time, but some areas which are little bit unstable, frequent undergoing changes, you are going to pick up more test cases from that model. Then you have to include all integration test cases. For example, here model 2, model 3, model 5, okay, they have fixed the bugs. Now let's say model 1 depends on model 2. Model 1 is going to call the APIs of model 2, and model 2 API interfaces changed maybe. So when model 1 is going to call model 2, it is going to fail because the API parameters is changed, right? So you have to test model 1 also. So all the integration, like you have to see, like, okay, model 3 integrates with home. What are the dependencies? What are the impacts on other modules? So you have to do some impact analysis. You have to find out what are the dependencies. Maybe you have to talk with the developer. You may not know everything, right? Like, okay, internally model 3 might be interacting with model 7, so that you may not be aware of. So once you interact with developer, you know that it will have impact on model 7, or it may have dependency on some other model, or other model depends on that. So you will talk to developer, figure out what are the impacts and what are the other models get affected, and based on that, all the integration test scenarios, you will pick it up. Then you prioritize the test cases, like maybe you have 5,000 test cases, but pick up all the test cases which are priority 1, priority 2, right? So like low priority test cases, like you are not going to run, but high priority test cases you pick up, like all priority high priority test cases you pick it up. Okay, so they are the main things. We'll quickly have a revision. First, include the test cases which are like frequently broken, which are like you are finding bugs frequently. Pick up those areas, those test cases. Then try to run the scientific cases, smoke test cases, where like you are going to test the end-to-end core features, important features, like happy flow of the your module. And then include the test cases where it has recent undergone changes which are not stable. Then include all the integration test cases, find out the dependencies, find out the like integration areas and the impact on other modules. Okay, and prioritize the test cases based on the priority, like leave all the low priority test cases, pick up the high priority test cases. So if you like the video, please like it, and please subscribe to the channel. And there is a link below to our Telegram group. Please join that Telegram group.